my race today, not my race today. Okay? Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for tuning in. This is Thomper B. Thompin, and this is round 11 of the 2022 Virginia Championship Hare Scramble Series. So this is in Pipsico, or this is called Pipsico in a town called Spring Grove, Virginia. And quite a good race this time. We had a little bit of a roller coaster of a forecast for the weather. Starting about 48 hours out, they were predicting storms, rain. 24 hours out, it changed again, and then 12 hours, and then 6 hours out, day of. So we got lucky. Conditions were actually really good. Hot and humid, but the track was pretty dry. Just a lot of like loose sand and silt. And I got my brother at this race. So this is his third race ever in his life, and he had a pretty good one. Yeah, so the theme of this one, I had one of the worst races, probably the worst race I've ever had. I just had a culmination of things. I was feeling off. I was feeling off this whole day, this whole morning. Still getting used to this new bike and stuff, but yeah, so more on all that later. I've got a couple theories, but don't worry, the universe is in balance because I had a terrible day, but my brother had his best race, so not bad. So I get off to a decent start here. I've been trying to stay mid-pack on the starts, even though today I had a kind of a terrible day and I ended up towards the back of the pack finishing. But where I used to hang back a lot more, now I'm trying to stay in the mix a little bit. Still definitely not going for any type of a hole shot. Travis and Brian, I think the two guys who came in 1-2 for our class, they had quite the battle and finished ultimately within, I think, 5 seconds of each other. So that was pretty cool. Yep, trying to stay mid-pack, maybe 2/3 of the way through, and I start off the race feeling pretty good. I'm doing all right. This is my second race on this 2023 KTM 350 XCF. And really all I've got done to it is a few bolt-on protective parts. I like the gearing where it's at, but I'm still getting used to the gearing for sure. Yeah, so I had a great night's sleep. Breakfast was fine. Morning routine was all the same. I did eat a lot of ribeyes this week, so maybe I got to switch it up and try some T-bones. Not really sure, but I just started the day kind of off. I can't really explain it. But I still just tried to make the best of it, and I'm not trying to sound like a Debbie Downer or nothing. At the end of the day, I got to go dirt biking with a bunch of my friends, and I came out unscathed, so I am happy with that. And I'm really happy that my brother had a good race. He could be really good if he wanted to. He doesn't really race ever, just because he's got a lot of responsibilities, a young kiddo at home. So if he could get out here and race quite a bit, man, he'd be fast. And he's still faster than me, so I'm still working on that, trying to close that gap. But yeah, lap one, feeling okay. But there's one huge issue. I think I just kind of had an off day. People have those all the time. There's something else. But before that, yeah, so I got caught up behind the person who kind of stalls out there on that little on this little hump into the downhill. That happens. But I got passed by like 3 or 4 dudes. One of them was Joe Overstreet. He and I had a few good battles the last couple races, but he gets by me right there and he leaves me in the dust for the rest of the race. He's also on an Austrian 350 as well. I think he's got the Husky. That's right. There goes Jimmy Rice. He's in the line behind me. Yeah, aside from just kind of having an off day, people have those. I've been debating this whole knee brace versus knee guard thing ever since I purchased knee braces. Now, I've tried a couple pair on from different manufacturers, and I finally settled on a pair that fit my legs just perfectly, and I don't even feel them when I'm riding. So when I'm sitting down, when I'm planting a foot or standing up, I don't feel these knee braces on at all. So no discomfort. The only time I ever notice them is when I'm standing and I'm trying to grip the bike with my lower legs in the attack position, and I just can't. Because of the way these knee braces are designed, it almost feels like I have a golf ball or something between my leg and the bike. And that's a bit of an exaggeration. It's not quite that bad, but it feels like I have a small little block between my leg and the bike, and that's kind of how they're set up. Now, I've looked online on the forums, and some people say they get outstanding grip with the braces, and you know, you get kind of my setup where people feel like they have no connection with the bike in their lower legs, and that's kind of how I feel, at least with my knee braces, my body type, my height, and this bike. Every scenario is going to be a little bit different. So long story short here, for the next race, I'm going to just wear my knee guards. I've got a pair of Liats, and I know my brother rocks the Travis Pastrana 199s from, I think, EVS makes those. Not 100% sure. But those are really high-quality knee guards that a lot of people like. So I think I'm going to try and use either those or my Liats for the next race, because I was not able to grip my lower legs on this bike, and so it felt like my body was constantly shifting way too far forward and then way too far back. So I'm just wrestling the bike with my arms, and that just led into some really bad arm bump. This is a gnarly little hill climb here. Really sandy and silty, way drier than expected. People were kind of expecting a mud race. It wasn't that at all. Yep, at this point though, I'm starting to feel the arm pump. I was not one with the bike today. Still getting used to the 4-stroke power and everything, but so here I catch up to Becky 13i, and I actually rode behind her for quite some time here. I just wasn't feeling good enough to really make kind of an aggressive but safe pass. So I just kind of tucked in behind and cruised. But I was still looking for a spot to pass. So here's a good example of when you know you're getting too tired. She gives me this inside lane here. That's the faster route, and the one I should have taken, but I just blindly followed right behind her. She's probably thinking like, what the heck, dude? Like, I gave you the shot to get around there, but you didn't take it. All right, well, let's see how this goes. So I'm thinking like, well, shoot, and now I gotta like just get around her. So I'm trying some different lines and stuff, and nothing's really working. And I'm still just kind of debating, do I really even want to pass? Man, I'm just not feeling it today. But eventually we work in a little bit of a pass. Yeah, I get around her on the outside there, but she stays tucked in right behind her. I never pulled away at all. But the arm pump's setting in much more than normal. I had really bad arm pump the first race of the season, but I haven't had it since. I've been able to kind of keep it at bay through proper technique, attack position, and all that. Yeah, definitely the worst I've had it since that first race. just trying to hold it together. But it just snowballs on you when you can't grip the bike with your legs and you're wrestling it with your arm. You develop that death grip. Just wears you out real fast. So I do make a big time mistake up here somewhere. First little tip over of the race. I actually kept it on 2 wheels for most of the race, getting a lot better about that. See, right here I need to be standing and just gripping with the bike. I think you can attack that a lot faster. This was a great course. It was pretty fast, but it was pretty choppy, like lots of braking bumps and things. I would say probably a little bit more than the average course. Here's one of the tighter spots. I think we had maybe 2 sections like this where it was quite a bit tighter. Tough spot to pass in, that's for sure. So here I wave on my brother. Let's go, he says. So I didn't know who it was. I just kind of waved him on because I could feel the old arm pump monster creeping up on me. So I'm not trying to hold nobody up. So I let him by there. Him and 2 other riders, and ooh man, that just gave me a surge of energy. So I'm like, shoot, I am trying so hard to be faster than him. He started on the line behind me, so whatever that is, like 30 seconds or so of a gap that he started with. So we're closing in on the end of lap 1, and he's already caught up to me. So that does not bode well for me trying to be faster than him. He's on a 2021 YZ250 FX. And again, he said he had his best race ever. He said he felt pretty good the whole race. Never had arm pump, so he was locked in. So happy for him. But I finished lap 1. I know I'm in a kind of a precarious place here, trying not to ride too fast beyond my skill level. There it is. So lap 2 was by far my worst. I cut quite a bit of this out. I just had to slow down in a lot of spots. The old arm pump monster got me. But luckily it wasn't like the first race where I was like unsafe. I would think grab front brake, and like 5 seconds later I would finally grab it. Luckily, I still had it in control, but I could tell my grip strength was just on the edge here. Stalling on the uphill does not help. Yeah, and again, not trying to complain. Like, you have off days, and I just had a really off day. So that's Becky right behind me. I tried to scoot away to like give them room to pass, but obviously my bike was too much in the way, so I had to hop up, grab the bike, get up so they could all get by. So I had this little tip over, and you can't really see it, but my front tire is definitely on the downhill, and the outside of this little berm right here is all thick, silty sand. It's very soft. So I'm realizing that my front tire is way too far down in there when I try to take off, because it instantly just starts pushing down the hill. And so I think I pull it up enough, and I did it. So I'll back off the bike. Oh, we've got people coming. I don't want to be that guy holding people up if I can. So, alright, we'll get some water here. Try not to hold everybody up. Okay, let's get this bike out of here. Jeez. This is ridiculous. That took me a minute and 22 seconds from when I initially tipped over to finally taking off again. And by this point, like, that just, you know, zaps a lot of your energy. So I just kind of pull over up here and take another like 15-20 second break.
Not my race today, not my race today.
And I realize it. I had a great race last time at round 10. Something was just off today. Stalling it. Come on, man, let's go. So I'm just trying to salvage this here. Tough spot to try and pass for sure. Figured I'm just gonna wait. This was a nice little downhill into an off-camber turn. Those are always a little tough. And again, the GoPro doesn't do it justice with these hills, nor how like soft and silty some of this dirt was. It was definitely light and fluffy and had a very sandy mixture in it. But overall, great conditions. Great conditions. This is a really cool course. A lot of people were commenting it. It was nice and fast. So I'm under no illusions that I'm going to place well. Just trying to turn in a good couple last laps here. Take this time to get more familiar with gearing on this bike. I definitely think I rode too high of a gear in a lot of spots. On my old two-stroke, riding up a gear is preferred because that thing just lugs so low. Very forgiving. But I think I actually contributed to some of the arm pump because of the amount of clutching I was doing coming out of second and third gear when I should have been down a gear perhaps. So I'll keep messing with that. Just kind of getting used to what gear is best for what speeds. But I'm sitting down through some of that stuff, should be standing. I just don't have any confidence in my lower leg grip. It's truly a weird feeling, which is such a shame too, because these knee braces are so comfortable. I went with the Asterisk Carbon Cell 1s, I think they're called. They're really expensive, which is a bummer, but I tried on a few pair and I bought the ones that were the most comfortable. But here I am considering just racing in knee guards because of the grip.
Let's go, Brandon!
This is Brandon Mills. He's in the 40+ C, a couple lines behind me.
Let's go, baby!
Just rooting him on. Got caught on that uphill. He turned in some good lap times this race. He's another rider who's gotten better and better and faster and faster. Should be standing right there. But lap 2, feeling a little bit better at this point. All right, not all is lost. Go turn in a nice lap 3 here maybe. And I do. I do a lot better on lap 3. I still have one little slip up which cost me a few seconds, and it definitely wasn't my normal fast lap 3. But I was able to salvage it a little bit and be a bit smoother. Like right through here, I think I finally dropped down to first gear. I was going through this in second gear last time, just clutching through.
Good.
Really was a good course. I want so badly to get another attempt at this one. Again, looking at the greater picture, like, I'm just happy to be out there having fun. I had a blast, but sometimes you just you want one back. You want another go. So third lap, I spent a lot of lap 2 and lap 3 alone. Didn't have any good battles with anybody towards the end, because the people I normally battle with are way ahead of me. Oh yeah, this was a gnarly climb. In the second gear there, just clutching up. But I started to feel better. Except for right here. I just sent it on that uphill, and I got on this off camber. And now here's where you can get yourself into trouble. I made sure to just take it real easy getting back up onto this course. That's where you can easily tip over and cost yourself a lot of time and energy. Again, sitting right here where I should be standing, I just did not have the confidence in that grip. Such a good course though, man. A lot of chop and whoops, but that made for a fun track. I was able to wheelie through some of those whoops here and there, but just didn't have the energy to do all of them. And of course, just dodging them by skirting them on the outsides where I could. Also noticed something else. Between last race and this one, I finally actually set the sag on this bike, so I got that dialed in. Oh yeah, here's one of the little tip overs I had. Just got off balance and caught that tree, but I finally set the sag, so that's good. But I think I need to mess with the compression and rebound on the shock, because going through some of these whoops and stuff, I fell out of balance there and realized I was about to hit a tree, so I just let go of everything and got off trail. That was one of the moments where like whoa, that could have been way worse. Something so silly and simple. Yeah, I think I gotta mess with the compression and rebound on the rear shock, or at least double check that everything's at the appropriate setting, because I would notice on some of these whoops, I'd hit them and my rear end would deflect like left and right when it probably shouldn't. So I'm gonna mess with all that stuff. Got some good riding action in here on the third lap, a couple of little mini battles. Yeah, my normal like last third of my race is when I'm feeling the best, the fastest. I'm standing up the most. My attack position is still pretty strong. Just was not my day today. Couldn't quite pinpoint it. There's a lot of sitting down right there. A lot of sitting down. Yeah, I took that outside path because I heard that guy coming up behind me. Just figured I'd give him the main trail, and then I almost lost it up that hill. Yep, not my best race ever. Looking forward to forgetting this one, that's for sure. So we'll try to get them next time. Got 3 laps. Didn't make the 4th, but yeah. Next race. Thanks for watching, everybody.